Thousands of passengers board Carnival cruise ships every week believing they know exactly what they're getting into. A beautiful ocean view, endless food, exciting destinations, and a relaxing vacation. But behind the smiling crew members, perfect service, and polished decks is a completely different world that most passengers never see. There are things Carnival employees know, things they see every single sailing, and things they are simply not allowed to share with guests. Some secrets could save you money. Some could prevent a vacation disaster. And some might completely change how you plan your next cruise. Because secret number 7 is something even experienced cruisers often get wrong. 1. Crew members know which cabins can ruin your cruise. Most passengers think choosing a cabin is simple. Pick inside, ocean view, balcony, or suite. But experienced Carnival crew members know the location of your cabin can be the difference between an amazing vacation and a week of frustration. Many first-time cruisers make the mistake of choosing the cheapest balcony cabin they can find without looking at the ship's layout. Then they discover the hidden problem after boarding. A passenger books what looks like the perfect room with a beautiful balcony. But once the cruise begins, they notice strange noises all night. Loud footsteps above them. Chairs dragging across the ceiling early in the morning. Music shaking the walls late into the evening. The reason? Their cabin is directly below the pool deck, buffet area, nightclub, or entertainment venue. The crew knows these locations create complaints. Cabin stewards hear passengers mention the same problems again and again. But here's the catch. Crew members usually cannot tell passengers, "You should have booked a different room." They are there to provide service, not criticize cabin assignments. Many passengers believe a more expensive cabin automatically means a better experience. The truth is location matters just as much as price. A cheaper cabin in the right area of the ship can sometimes be more comfortable than a premium cabin in a noisy location. Do this instead. Always study the Carnival cruise ship deck plan before booking and avoid cabins near elevators, theaters, nightclubs, service areas, and directly under busy decks. 2. The buffet is not always the best food choice. The first thing many passengers do after boarding a Carnival cruise is head straight to the buffet. And honestly, it makes sense. It's convenient. It's included. And there are hundreds of options. But what crew members know is that the busiest place on the ship is not always the best place to eat. During peak hours, the buffet becomes a battlefield. Passengers searching for tables. Long lines at popular stations. Crowds everywhere. Many guests assume this is just normal cruise life. But experienced cruisers know there are better strategies. Crew members see where passengers go every day. They know which dining areas stay quieter. They know when the buffet becomes overcrowded. They know that arriving 30 minutes earlier or later can completely change your experience. The funny thing is, many crew members don't even eat where passengers expect. They often choose different dining locations because they understand timing and traffic patterns. Most passengers follow the crowd. Smart cruisers avoid the crowd. The buffet itself isn't the problem. The problem is going there when thousands of other people have the exact same idea. Do this instead. Explore all-included dining options on your Carnival cruise, avoid peak buffet hours, and ask crew members where they would personally eat if they were a passenger. 3. Some shore excursions look better than they actually are. One of the most exciting parts of any cruise is stepping off the ship and exploring a new destination. Carnival offers dozens of shore excursions, beautiful beaches, island adventures, wildlife experiences, historical tours. But there is something many passengers don't realize. A beautiful advertisement doesn't always mean a perfect experience. Crew members hear stories after passengers return from excursions. Sometimes guests come back amazed. Other times they return disappointed. A tour that looked incredible online might involve hours on a crowded bus, long waiting times, and very little time actually enjoying the destination. A passenger might think they are booking a full-day adventure, only to discover most of the day was spent traveling between locations. Crew members often know which excursions receive complaints, but they cannot simply tell guests, "Don't book that one." There is also another important detail. Carnival-sponsored excursions usually have one major advantage. If the tour is delayed, the ship knows where you are. Private tours may save money, but if something goes wrong and you return late, the cruise ship may not wait. The smartest passengers don't just look at pictures. They research. They compare. They read recent reviews. Do this instead. Before booking any shore excursion, check recent passenger feedback, compare the actual time spent at the destination, and choose experiences based on value, not just advertising. 4. Crew members see how quickly passengers overspend. Many people believe their cruise budget is finished once they pay for their cabin. Then they board, and everything changes. A coffee here, a cocktail there, a specialty restaurant, a spa treatment, a souvenir, premium Wi-Fi, photos, shopping. The small purchases begin adding up. Crew members see this happen constantly. They watch passengers arrive excited and relaxed, only to become shocked when they check their onboard account near the end of the cruise. The reason? Cruise ships are designed to make spending easy. Everything is convenient. Everything is available. And many purchases don't feel expensive in the moment. But together, they create a much bigger bill. Crew members cannot tell passengers which purchases are unnecessary or warn them that certain expenses add up quickly. That's why experienced cruisers plan before they sail. They decide what matters. They create a budget. They avoid emotional purchases. Do this instead. Set an onboard spending limit before your cruise. Purchase important packages early when discounts are available, and don't let vacation excitement control your wallet. 5. The crew works much harder than most passengers realize. Every day, passengers see smiling faces, a friendly cabin steward, a helpful waiter, a bartender remembering your favorite drink. It looks effortless, but behind that service is an extremely demanding schedule. Many Carnival crew members work long contracts away from their families. They work weekends. They work holidays. They work while passengers are relaxing. A cabin steward may clean dozens of rooms every day. Dining staff may serve hundreds of guests across multiple meals. Entertainment teams practice for hours before performing at night. And after all of that, they still have to provide excellent customer service. Most passengers never see this side of cruise life because the crew is trained to keep the guest experience positive. That doesn't mean passengers should feel guilty. It means understanding why kindness matters. A rude passenger can make a difficult day even harder. A respectful passenger can completely change someone's mood. Do this instead. Treat every crew member with patience. Learn their name when possible, and recognize great service because a simple thank you often means more than you realize. 6. Passengers forget more valuable items than you think. The final morning of a cruise is one of the most chaotic moments on board. Everyone is trying to leave. Bags are everywhere. Families are checking schedules. People are rushing toward transportation. And that's when mistakes happen. Crew members regularly find forgotten items after passengers leave. Phones, passports, jewelry, medication, wallets, important documents. The most common mistake? Passengers believe they checked everything, but they didn't. Imagine arriving at the airport and realizing your passport is still inside the cabin safe. Your vacation ends with panic instead of memories. Crew members handle these situations professionally, but recovering lost items after leaving the ship can be extremely difficult. Experienced cruisers have a simple habit. They perform a final cabin inspection. Every drawer, every closet, the bathroom, the safe, under the bed, charging outlets. 7. Crew members know which loyalty benefits are actually worth it. Carnival's loyalty program is one of the biggest reasons many passengers keep coming back. The idea sounds simple. The more you cruise, the more rewards you earn. Priority boarding, exclusive events, special discounts, extra perks. And for many passengers, reaching the next loyalty level becomes a personal goal. But here's something many crew members see that passengers don't always understand. Not every benefit is worth chasing. Some passengers start planning extra cruises only because they want to reach the next loyalty tier. They spend thousands of dollars trying to unlock a few additional perks without asking one important question. Am I actually saving money, or am I just spending more to get a reward? Crew members see passengers who are disappointed because they expected loyalty status to completely transform their vacation. They imagine shorter lines everywhere, special treatment at every moment, and a completely different cruise experience. But after reaching that level, they discover the benefits are helpful, but not magical. Experienced cruisers understand something different. They don't chase status. They simply cruise because they enjoy traveling. Over time, the rewards come naturally. For frequent travelers, certain benefits can absolutely be valuable. Things like laundry services on longer trips, priority services, and special events can make future cruises easier. But spending extra money only for status is rarely the smartest strategy. The best cruise is the one that fits your budget, your schedule, and your travel goals. Do this instead. Learn exactly what each Carnival loyalty level offers before spending extra money, and let rewards happen naturally instead of chasing benefits you may never use. 8. They can't tell you which onboard deals aren't really deals. Walking through a Carnival cruise ship, you'll see advertisements everywhere. Limited time offers, duty-free savings, exclusive cruise prices, special promotions. The message is clear. Buy now before it's gone. And that's exactly why many passengers make purchases they later regret. Crew members see this happen often. A passenger finds a watch that appears to be heavily discounted. Another buys jewelry because it is advertised as a cruise-only offer. Someone purchases expensive souvenirs because they believe they are getting a rare deal. Then, after returning home, they discover the same product was available somewhere else for less money. Now, this doesn't mean every onboard shop is a bad deal. Some items genuinely offer good value. But the biggest mistake passengers make is believing every promotion automatically equals savings. Cruise shopping is designed around excitement and urgency. You're relaxed. You're on vacation. You're surrounded by beautiful displays. And when a sign says "today only," many people stop thinking and start buying. Crew members cannot tell passengers that certain purchases might not be worth the price. They are there to support the onboard shopping experience. Smart cruisers do something different. They research before they buy. They compare prices. They ask themselves if they would still want the item without the discount sign. Because a real bargain is something you wanted before you saw the sale. Do this instead. Research expensive purchases before your cruise. Compare prices online. And buy because the item has real value, not because a countdown timer made you feel rushed. 9. Crew members cannot discuss passenger emergencies. A Carnival cruise ship is like a floating city. Thousands of people are living, eating, and traveling together in one place. And just like any city, unexpected situations can happen. Sometimes passengers notice something unusual. The captain makes an announcement. The ship changes direction. The arrival time changes. A port visit is adjusted. Immediately, rumors begin spreading. Some passengers assume there is a mechanical problem. Others think there is bad weather. But sometimes the reason is a medical emergency. Cruise ships carry medical facilities and trained staff, but some situations require more advanced care on land. That can mean a change in schedule, a faster arrival at port, or even a complete itinerary adjustment. Crew members know what is happening, but they cannot discuss another passenger's private medical information. This is why announcements are often brief. Passengers may want details, but privacy comes first. Many travelers forget that every cruise includes thousands of individual stories happening at the same time. One person's emergency can temporarily affect everyone's schedule. The important thing is understanding that delays are not always problems with the ship. Sometimes they are about helping someone who needs urgent care. Do this instead. Always purchase travel insurance before your cruise and remain flexible because unexpected situations can happen even on the most carefully planned vacation. 10. The biggest secret. Preparation matters more than how much you spend. After watching thousands of passengers board Carnival cruise ships, crew members notice one interesting pattern. The passengers who have the best vacations are not always the ones who spend the most money. They are usually the ones who prepare the most. Every sailing has passengers who arrive ready. They studied the ship layout. They know where restaurants are located. They researched their cabin. They planned Shore Excursions. They downloaded the cruise app. They understand what is included and what costs extra. Then there are passengers who spend much more but arrive completely unprepared. They miss reservations. They choose the wrong cabin. They overpay for things they didn't need. They waste hours standing in lines because they didn't know better. And by the end of the cruise, they feel disappointed. The difference wasn't money. It was preparation. Experienced cruisers understand that a great cruise is created before the ship ever leaves port. The research you do before boarding can save time, reduce stress, and help you enjoy every day on board. Carnival, Royal Caribbean, MSC, and NCL all offer amazing cruise experiences, but the smartest passengers know how to get the most from them. Because the cruise ship can provide the vacation, but preparation determines the memories. Do this instead. Before your next cruise, research your ship, Plan your important activities, understand your expenses, and prepare early because the best vacations begin long before embarkation day. Conclusion. Now you know the secrets many Carnival cruise ship workers can't openly share. From choosing the right cabin and avoiding unnecessary expenses to understanding shore excursions, loyalty benefits, and hidden mistakes, these insider tips can completely change the way you cruise. The truth is, crew members want passengers to have an amazing vacation. But knowing what happens behind the scenes gives you a huge advantage. A smarter passenger is a happier passenger. If you enjoyed these cruise secrets, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Which secret surprised you the most?